Are you sitting below a few hundred strange coins right now? Are you dismantling legendaries because you heard that they were going to be irrelevant and obsolete in the Taken King? Well, stop fucking doing it right now, guys. Listen to me. Alright, kindergartens, attention. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, I am compiling a list of things that you need to pay attention to and prepare for the Taken King. So class is in session. I'm about to Novel Bomb you with some knowledge right here, guys. See a lot of my friends making a lot of mistakes. This weekend, I saw so many posts of friends buying like 9 yellow horns finally from Xur. That's a no-no, guys. Those strange coins are going to be super valuable when the Taken King comes out. Remind me not to put you on my zombie survival team. You're going to be the guy running out of there with a bunch of fucking fat mags. Alright, so let's start with a little bit of warm-up, some of the basics, materials, just in general things that are happening. Now, if you're anything like me, you probably have 200 Vanguard and Crucible marks on you right now. Let's just stop, okay? We need to start blowing these things on our spin metal and start preparing because these things are about to become obsolete. They're pretty much combining the two into something that they call legendary marks now. They're effectively trying to condense a lot of their areas and a lot of their cluster with their game. There's so many types of currency, motes, strange coins, marks, so on and so forth. So they're combining those and they're going to be calling those legendary marks. So that means for right now, at least for the meantime, start blowing those and stocking up on your spin metals and stuff because you're going to need those when the Taken King comes out. There's going to be a whole lot of new armor that you want to experience and work with. So again, you're going to need the tools necessary to upgrade with them. Sapphire wire, plasteel plating, and hadronic essences are also being combined in that same upgrade phase into one material that you can use across all of your classes. So again, start preparing and stocking up if necessary. Now this is crucial that you pay attention during this part. Strange coins and motes are going to be extremely valuable in the Taken King. I suggest starting to stockpile on them now. If you think 200 or 300 is going to be enough, think again. We know Xur sells a lot of things. Those that have experienced the DLCs know exactly how quickly you can start buying gear across 3 different subclasses. It goes very quick, and they can be quite pricey at the start of a DLC launch. This is going to be much larger than your average one, which means you're going to be spending a lot more dough than you would have from somebody like Xur. Expect to spend a couple hundred at least strange coins from Xur alone in the first month. Now, why else this is important is because he's also implementing a new thing that Xur will be selling in the Taken King called the 3 of Coins. This is going to be a buff. I don't know whether or not it's a consumable thing or time-based buff, kind of like how you get that one from the Iron Banner, but it will be something that you can purchase from Xur that will give you an increased chance of exotic drops against bosses. That's going to be big. So ladies and gentlemen, get out there, start grinding out your weeklies, do your nightfalls, and actually pray for strange coins for once. Yeah, another thing you could be doing right now is to cut back on your gambling with the reforging. Yeah, I'm talking to you. You need to cut that down a little bit, especially for the PvE weapons, because according to Game Informer, the greens in the first mission are more dangerous than the raid weapons that we have so far, which means anything that you're investing into your PvE legendaries right now are going to be completely useless by time it actually drops. So there's no point. You're just wasting those, and they're going to come super valuable in the future. Also, a lot of people are curious about what to do. You may want to start thinking about rolling back a little bit on Crucible and investing some time into PoEs. Strikes are great. You get a lot of blue Ingrams that could eventually roll into strange coins and motes. It's a pretty safe place to be, but to be honest, PoEs, level 28 ones, are probably the safest thing to start grinding out for materials right now. I say this because not only are you gaining experience doing what you need to do, you get occasional legendary drops at the end, which you could break down for motes anyways, but those 2 side chests quite often drop motes and strange coins in them, and those are guaranteed. I've done hours of strikes before and not had so much as a strange coin or a mote. These are at least guaranteed, so they're a little safer. Not to mention, sometimes you get some amethysts from that, which are great. They're going to be great glimmer builders when it's time. And you can even get those treasure keys, will allow you to open the big chest, which could hold exotics and more inside of it. So again, that's probably the best way to start farming for materials to prep for the Taken King DLC launch. Now, another thing that I just mentioned that I want to go over, another thing we're not completely sure about yet is Glimmer. We don't know if the cap's being raised or what's going on. What we do know is start saving those amethysts and consumables you can exchange at the Cryptarch for Glimmer. Try to hold back on exchanging those, build up Glimmer naturally, so when the Taken King comes out and you have some of those saved up and stockpiled in your inventory and in your vault, you have a lot of money on the go ready for you to use for all those upgrades that you will definitely need at the start of Taken King. Last but not least for the materials category, We know that you can exchange things at the speaker for motes, so on and so forth. I would recommend you guys to break them down and start getting those motes ready for the preparation of the Taken King. I don't know if they're going to have value, nor do I know if you can keep breaking them down in the future. I expect you could, but I wouldn't be shocked. I wouldn't even be shocked if the exchange rate on them changed too. So I'd say, just to play it safe, start breaking those down right now and try to stock up with as many strange coins and motes as you possibly can. And like I said, at all costs, try to avoid Glimmer. You want to start waiting until the Taken King comes out before you start blowing all these materials. Next up is just general advice and stuff like that. Now, what I want to talk about is the PvE guns. Now, we know these things are pretty much going to be trash right out the gate. We know that they're pretty much irrelevant once you start playing the Taken King. They're going to be extinct overnight. Now, does this mean it's going to affect PvP weapons? No. Things that are great right now should continue to be great. Fellwinners will still be viable throughout the Taken King. Hopscotch Pilgrims are going to be great. I can't see those things being trumped anytime soon, to be fairly honest. And, you know, those things will still be functional because Crucible does not work on that armor damage rating bonus and everything like that, or the actual damage of the gun. It's all just kind of a universal set thing so that levels are not taken into account. So, in the end, the PvP weapons that are legendary that are using right now, you can pretty much keep using. Some of them are going to change, obviously, due to the tuning patches. But for the most part, they're not going to be hit near as hard as the PvE ones are. But I see a lot of people breaking down the PvE ones, be it just creating more room in their vault, or oh, I heard it's going to be useless, why do I even need these anymore? It's because you're actually going to be able to break down legendaries and use them to upgrade your other legendaries. So as of right now, keep anything you have. Lock up, stock up, and make sure you have that vault full so you have everything you need and as many materials as possible, exotic shards, legendary materials, that are going to be coming when the DLC drops. And one final bit of advice that I'd give you guys is to make sure you have one of each class. I know a lot of people like to have 3 Hunters or 3 Titans or anything like this. It's easier to do numerous amounts of Nightfall, so on and so forth. But if anything that I have learned from raids so far is that things are changing and they're expanding the way that PvE is played. We know that Nightfalls and other things are going to be changing. Certain parts of certain strikes and so on and so forth are going to require arc weapons, this and that. There's going to be more mazes involved, and even some of the more basic routine things like strikes. We saw exactly how different and more complicated Crota became compared to the Vaulted Glass. Vaulted Glass didn't require anything. You can use Gunslinger for oracles, self-res was always valuable, bubbles were used sometimes, but were not needed. You know how many people needed invisibility from their hunter to run the sword? You know how many people needed that bubble at the spawn with blessing? I mean, those things change, and you can expect that same kind of thing to carry over to the Taken King. So you're going to want to take advantage of all the new things coming with the subclasses because they're going to be very valuable in not only PvE, but PvP as well. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed the video, feel free to click on any of the videos on the screen above and continue browsing the channel. Subscribe for daily Destiny content. And again, share this news with your friends. Try to educate them and prepare them so that you guys have hundreds of coins and motes ready for when this thing actually drops. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Take care, bitches.